For today's video, I want to help you live beautifully inside and out by talking about the 5 things that I wish I had known before becoming a beauty addict. For the past 10 years or so, I've been a self-proclaimed beauty addict. Buying products, researching skincare and beauty, scouting trends, you name it, and of course collecting a lot of things along the way. And as is human nature, I have made certain mistakes and I have learned things as I've gone. So the very first thing that I wish I would have known is that soap is soap. I used to think that you needed a different soap for everything. A different soap to shave your legs, a different soap to wash your body with, a different soap for your lady parts. And when it comes down to it, soap is soap. You can use the same one universally. If you do have a problem like acne or aging, of course, pay special attention to your face and to your chest and back. But I mean, when it comes to soap, you can use the same stuff to shave your legs that you do to clean your tiny bits or your big bits, depending on who you are. You can use the same soap to wash your body. You can even use some of those same soaps to wash your scalp and use as shampoo. Sometimes I even use conditioner to use as a shaving cream for my legs. And I wish that I would have known this before. I feel like we do live in a very consumer world and it's always like, oh, a new product, a new this, a new that. But I could have saved myself so much time, so much money, so much slimy shower space by just sticking to a couple of different soaps. Number 2, I wish I would have known that sunscreen is more important than skincare. And being a skincare fanatic, you know, it's hard for me to even believe that I'm saying this, but it's absolutely true, especially when it comes to anti-aging. You could use the most expensive skincare, you could get the most expensive peels, $1,000 treatments and lasers, but you could also use sunscreen to prevent that damage. Prevention is always easier than treatment, and it's never too late to start. Now, there are sunscreens that are better than others, of course, some that are better for acne than others, but I wish I would have known to put sunscreen first, because if you don't use sunscreen, pretty much everything else in your anti-aging routine is in vain. And especially if you're on acne medication, whether it's topical or oral, a lot of acne medications thin out your skin, which means they're more susceptible to the sun, which means more damage, faster wrinkling, and faster aging. And while we can all age beautifully, it's important to have a little bit of control in that process. If you need a top list of sunscreens that won't break you out, I will link my little video in the little I button up here. Number 3 is a little bit different. And I say in quotes, people like to be fake friends with pretty people. And I know that right off the bat that's going to be a very controversial statement, but I do want to speak from my personal experience and, you know, kind of what I've learned. And to, especially from being a girl who, you know, was picked on in school and had to switch schools because of the way I looked and bullying and acne, to being a quote-unquote beautiful runway model, there's a lot that I've learned. And one of those main things is that being liked is not the same as being valued. And obviously, I can do my makeup real nice and I can be a stereotypical pretty girl. But there are also days where I've got a face full of blemishes and I haven't brushed my hair or even brushed my teeth. And, you know, I look anything less than presentable. And I have noticed that even though I don't like to accept it, I have noticed that people do tend to treat me differently depending on how I look, depending on what situation I'm in. And I have found that when I'm beautiful and glamorous and have my hair done and my makeup on, people are a little bit more eager to talk to me or to be friends with me, but they seem to be a little bit faker. They seem to ask for more favors and they seem to be less authentic with me. Whereas when I'm chilling in a sweatshirt, got my quote-unquote ugly face on, which I don't believe is ugly at all, but we'll just talk basic, very shallow societal standards here, I find that people aren't as eager to talk to me unless I go to them, and then they will only stick around if they truly like my personality, which is something that's very, very interesting to me. And again, this is just my personal experience, but before being kind of a beauty obsessed person, I wish I would have known that there is a difference between being liked and being valued. And you could be liked by everyone because you're quote unquote pretty, but that doesn't mean that they will value you as a human. And some people have, but I have found that, you know, there is an overwhelming sway in the votes, should we say. And I wish I would have known that, because now not only am I comfortable going out without makeup, but sometimes I even prefer it because I know that if someone's talking to me, it's because they actually care about who I am or what I have to say. And again, this is just my personal experience, and this is not every single time, but I have found it to be a very interesting trend. Speaking of trends, number 4 is don't invest in the hottest beauty trend right away. Being a beauty addict, I think that there is kind of this urge to go buy the newest, latest, greatest thing every single time, and you'll end up spending $60, $70 on a new lipstick or a new highlighter. And don't get me wrong, for 1 week it'll be the best product ever, but by 3 weeks' time, you're gonna forget that it's even in your makeup bag. And I have wasted so much money and effort doing that. So what I found is that if there's a new trend going on, buy the drugstore version first. Not always is the drugstore version available, but 90% of the time it is. For instance, there's a rainbow highlighter, go buy the cheap one from the drugstore and see if you like the way it looks on you. But it's a really good way to kind of test run trends so that you don't end up pouring a lot of money into something that seems cool that ends up not really working for you. I do this all the time now, which I didn't before, and the other great thing is that drugstore brands have really kicked it up a notch, and there are drugstore brands that actually outperform the high-end brands, which is actually another video idea. If you want a video on that, let me know. For now, let's move to the 5th thing that I wish I would have known. And that is that if you want to be a beauty addict, that you need to practice beauty every single day. Yes, that could mean practicing to get your winged liner even. I still can't get mine even. Or practicing to get your fake lashes on. But even more important is practicing your inner beauty. I think that when it's easy to purchase a lipstick or a blush or a shade of foundation, we can't purchase self-confidence. And that's something that we don't just have to apply, we have to make it and then apply it to our own lives. And I have found that when it comes to beauty, you need to practice inner beauty every single day. Finding things that you love about yourself. Finding things that you love about other people. A great challenge is find someone that you feel intimidated by, that maybe you compared yourself to, and compliment them. Compliment them on something that you see in yourself. And that helps to really break down those comparisons and boost your own self-confidence, and mentally give a nice compliment to somebody else and kind of pay the kindness forward. I have found more happiness, joy, and beauty volunteering my time and money than I have from ever swatching lipsticks. And don't get me wrong, both are great, but you need to make sure that you're practicing both evenly. And in the past, I wasn't always doing that. So it's something that I wish I would have known before becoming a beauty addict. If you are a beauty addict or a beauty lover and have something that you wish you would have known, please post it in the comments below. It'll help me and it'll help everybody else who's kind of looking through them. Say hi to my cat in a box. I post new videos every Monday and Thursday, and sometimes on days in between. But always remember to be beautiful both inside and out, and I can't wait to see you in the next video. Love you guys. Bye.